Chapter 1, uh, this one geography. Chapter 1, resource and development. Resource and development, it's a very important chapter for the class 10 and geography. Now, actually, resource means you can see here in the image different things. One is the solar energy, the sunlight, some wind energy. This is the ocean surface, and the continental surface. So all the things you can see here, and this thing indicating these all are the resources. All the things are usable for human beings. you know so actually, resource, what is resource? Simply, resource means all the substance utilized by the human beings. That means all the substance being used for the human beings use for their purpose is called resources. But in a simple a authentic definitions, in terminology, we can say the all the things, everything in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs. Our needs means here human needs, and is technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable, is termed as resources. And resource, that means all the things which are utilized for the human beings, economically feasible, culturally acceptable, and technologically accessible elements are considered as resources, because it satisfies the human needs. Human being use it as their purpose. And first time 1933, the German economist Walter Zimmermann gave this concept of resources. So simply from this slide we can learn the resource means all the things utilized by the human being, satisfy the needs of human beings, is called resources. Now move to the characteristic of resources. Characteristics means features of the resources, basic features of the resources. We learn it from the definition. First is usefulness. Obviously, resource means utilizations. All the things are used by the human beings, helpful for the human beings, have utility and usefulness for the human beings. And accessible. Accessible means we can access it very easily. And interchanging means we can change it, change it, we can convert it from one things to another things. For example, we can say wind, we converted wind as energy. you know Iron ore, we converted iron ore into iron steel for making different kind of iron materials, iron tools. So this is the interchange. Interrelated, all the things, all the resources are related with each to other. So it is the interrelation. And third one is degradable means over utilizations. After the utilizations, the quality of resources declined. That means the degradable, that means after after use, the quality of the resources decline automatically and very normally, casually. For example, if you utilize a car, you know you using a car, suppose after 5 and 10 years, after 10 and 20 years, the quality of the car will be declined, their engine will be uh, damped. This kind of things will be happening. So that's why we can say the resources are degradable. And resource is the one of the element that improve the quality of life. After using the resources, human beings lifestyle change, human beings quality being changed. For example, you think the early men, early men's using natural elements. Now we are living in 2023, so we are more developed, more digitalized in compared to the uh, previous generation. Maybe a future generation will be more developed in compared to us. So this is the quality improvement of life. It's helped to improve the quality of human beings. So these things. Now move to the one thing, that is the neutral substance. Actually neutral substance means, neutral stuff means the things, anything or substance uh, do not, anything and substance do not have contain function and utility value. That means the substance have not any functional ability and utility, considered as neutral stuff. That means, suppose the resources now submerged under the ocean surface, human being till now do not discover it. So these kind of things are neutral stuff. Maybe in future, after technological development, after discovery, it will be used for human beings. On that case, we can say that natural neutral stuff converted into natural resources. Now classification of resources, the category of resources actually mainly the based on the nature resources classify into different category. First one is the uh, natural resources. That means all the resources and all the elements come from the natural environment and considered as the natural resources. For example, we can say here the air, water, minerals, sunlight, all the things, all the natural substance are come under the category of natural resources. Flowing water, that means river, these all the things. Minerals under the rock, under the rock surface, under the rock and below the earth surface. So now move to the second category. It is a human resource. Human resource means the mental power of human beings, human creativity, human mental power. That means knowledge and idea, technological developments, the all things come under the category of human resources. Okay. Now third category is the man-made resources. That means when human being use their technology, use their creativity, mental power, labor power, uh, to convert the natural resources into man-made substance, create. That means all the things come from the human creations. That means the substance created by the human beings categorized as the man-made resources. For example, fan car, uh, vehicles, computer, all the things are come under the man-made resources. Now move to the another. You can see here the diagram. It's very, i can I can show you the relation between the three type of natural three type of resources. First one is the natural resources. That means it's come from the natural environment and natural platforms. That means water, air, wind, sunlight, all the things. And human resources means creativity, knowledge, information, ideas, technology, all the things are uh, human resources. That means mental and labor power of the human beings are considered the human resources. Human means human considered as a human resource because it's have mental power, it's have labor power. Second one is the man-made resources. That means when human being apply their knowledge to the natural resources and convert the natural resources into different element which is useful for human beings. That means electric things are used to create a fan. So this is the man-made resources, but human-made resources. That means all the resources created by the human beings, all the substance created by the human beings are considered as the man-made resources. The combination of three things create resource, different type of resources, and these resources are very useful for the development of a nation, for a people, for a individual people, for a group of people. So all the things. Now human beings, the human beings play the dual roles to formation of the resources. I explained it very clearly. Suppose here men play dual role to produce the resources, because it's a human being are producer as well as consume creator, producer or creator and consumer. Man offer his labor, primarily mental and secondary physical, when created resources. He interact with the nature and build up a cultural cultural way of life. The cultural lessons his physical labors. That means in this diagram you can see iron ore. You can see the iron ore. That means it's the natural substance. Iron ore means it's a natural substance, but here human beings use their technology and skill, mental power and physical power, and ultimately this iron ore converted into